Hey there, this is your pal Pally, and welcome back to Git Er Raid. Stand in the thing, don't stand in the thing, and play the memory game. That's Malkorok for you in a nutshell. Thanks everyone, and goodbye. Just kidding. So this one is a 2 tank and 2 to 3 heal encounter, and involves a Tortoise heroic-like mechanic with absorbed heals. Besides some simple mechanics, this is supposed to be a DPS check boss of this tier. For those of you that watch the PTR guide to this fight, the encounter is pretty much unchanged, so much of my descriptions will be the same as that guide. So let's talk first about the absorbed heals mechanic, since it's fairly important. A few seconds after the pull, the room will be filled with a gas that will absorb all heals and put a shield on people for those heals, just like heroic Tortoise. There is no need to do anything to get the shield going other than healing people. You can have a shield up to 100% of your max health. There is a UI indicator for healers that shows if someone's shield is weak or strong. So if they have a small weak shield, their indicator is red. Yellow means a medium-sized shield, and green is, of course, a full, strong shield. Basically, heal the people with red and yellow, and green people are good to go. So what do you need this shield for? Well, one ability in particular called Imploding Energy. This creates 3 little void zones around the room. If someone stands in the void zone within 3 seconds, they'll take the full 800k damage to the face. If no one stands in one of these void zones, they will do that 800k to the entire raid. So of course, you have to have people covering these. And those people should have high shields or else they will die. Damage reduction cooldowns also help here, so if you're one of those stacking in these zones, help your healers out. Tanks, you'll simply do some tank swapping for Fatal Strike. Probably 10 stacks or so or we'll be good. Other than that, you'll be paying attention to the rest of the raid mechanics. So what else happens here? Well, here's the fun part. You need to play a memory game. The boss will use an ability called Arcing Slash that will do a ton of damage to anyone standing in the slash. Obviously, you need to not stand in the slash, but you need to remember where he slammed. Why? Well, after he does 3 cycles of slashes and the imploding energies, he will cast Breath of Yasarj. This will do massive shadow damage to any place that was affected by a slash. So, yep, you have to remember where the slashes were and stack in an unaffected area so you don't die from the breath. So the last ability to note in this phase is Seismic Slam. This ability just hits you for some damage and knocks you way high into the air. Enjoy your airtime, and hopefully you have a good shield up to absorb the fall damage. Or you can be an engineer and goblin glide down in style. So after doing 2 breaths, the boss will transition to the Blood Rage phase. Think of this as Majordomo Staghelm from Firelands revisited. Everyone stacks up in front to share the big cleave damage he is doing. You blow healing CDs as you have lost any shields from phase 1, and you just survive. The only twist is that periodically he'll put Displaced Energy out on a raid member. They need to run out of the raid quickly and be dispelled. It does a massive amount of AoE damage to allies, but little to the raid member themselves when dispelled. So just get out, get dispelled, and get back in to keep eating the boss's sword to the face. After a Blood Rage phase, the boss goes back to phase 1, but with a buff that gives his abilities a 35% damage increase. It looks like the enrage at this point is 6 minutes, so that's 2 Blood Rage phases, after which you will all die. We were 2 healing it, so we killed him after the first breath, after Blood Rage. Obviously your mileage may vary. There isn't really anything significant to talk about strategy-wise here. You obviously have to cover the platform for people to soak the imploding energy. So assign quadrants and then just hope people can get to them in time. It did seem that in general there was one of them in melee range most of the time, so that could be as easy as telling melee to take any zones that spawn within this inner circle. But basically, just make sure you have everything covered. We also had a raid member marking where the arcing slashes occurred with raid markers so we would know where the safe zones were for breaths. After that, stack up for the Blood Rage phases, and you can probably go with lusting on the pull if it's supposed to be a severe DPS check, or maybe your healers would appreciate lust during a Blood Rage phase. we lusted on pull here in this footage. For measurement purposes, I'll note my Hunter's raid was probably average of 544 eye level at the time of our first kill, and according to logs, we killed the boss in just over 4 minutes with 1.5 million raid DPS. I'm not putting those numbers out there to brag, but on DPS checks, people seem to ask right away about that kind of thing. Just put out some serious shields on your raid, stack in void zones, and then remember where he slammed, and you'll be golden. Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and or subscribe to the video if you found it helpful, and have a good one!